Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel here at Crowley House. We're so glad you could join us. This week on the farm, it's a little bit slower than it has been. Last week we had a ton of events. We finished up with one large event on Monday night and over the weekend. So this week we just kind of took it a little bit easy. We have some market bouquets that we're going to get up to Seattle, and then we also have market bouquets that are going out to our local farm stands, and we've got a little and we have Ace Hardware that we do here locally as well. So those are just starting to pick up. Everybody loves the ranunculus, and it's just everybody is looking for spring, looking for something that can brighten the home, and we love that they love our flowers. I feel like we just don't have enough to supply the demand. So that's a good tip for any new grower out there. There is definitely room for you at the table of flower growing. So if you have that desire, I encourage you 100% because like I said, I feel like I could grow 3 times as much and still not have enough to supply the demand. Anyways, so I'm just going to take you inside and show you what we're making this week for our mixed bouquets. So we have some plum branches that we're weaving in. We have some of this beautiful laurel as our base. I had some leftover wax flower from an event that we did, so I'm using that. And then of course the star of the show is the ranunculus. We've got some beautiful colors. Everybody loves this peachy one, salmon. We have some tulips that we put in and some ranunculus. What I love about this patch of daffodils is that the kitchen window is right there. So this is the girls' experimental tulip patch, which is actually doing pretty good. The birds stopped eating them now, but they're still coming up. I don't know if you watched that in our other video, but the girls planted, this patch is a patch just planted straight into compost, and they didn't want to dig down, and we had some bird damage. The birds were eating the sides of the tulip bulbs kind of in through here, and they've stopped now, so we'll see how the crop turns out for them. They're excited to see. Oh my goodness. Okay, so on to my tutelage of snipping or plucking and not cutting. So we've cut or plucked a lot of these. So this is one of the perfect stage. This is a double, so it's nice and full. But what we want to do is reach way down here. Get my camera just right. And we actually want to pluck it with our fingers. And then there's always that sap that comes out the bottom. This one's not too sappy right at the moment. And then if I'm selling them wholesale, generally I will just put 10 if they're the fancy kind, but sometimes if it's a little bit of more of the singles or things that just are the early bloomers, those I generally will do maybe like anywhere from like 10 to 15 depending on what I'm doing. So anyways, we put these in our mixed bouquets a lot of times. Yeah, here comes the sap. I don't know if you can see that, you guys. It's just a little sappy, juicy stuff that is poisonous to other plants or cuts. I think Jimmy's trying to court me. It's that time of year. He's keeping his eye on me. He's just doing his dance. Look at that plumage. Oh, we need to give him a girlfriend. Okay, problems with daffodils is slugs are really bad, especially here in the Northwest, or Pacific Northwest, so a lot of times we're putting down some slug bait, which is Sluggo or Sluggo Plus, is the two that we generally use, but you can still see there's a little bit of damage here on this one from something eating a niblet at it. That looks like slug damage for sure. Again, slug damage on one of these daffodils. So cutting them early is key. Again, I'm just reaching down to the very base and plucking with my fingers, and that works pretty well. You see how that's just a cracked bud stage? That's when you want to cut them. Not like this. I mean, this would be fine. This one would be fine just to put in your house, but it's not going to last long, and there's a lot of damage that happens to them in transport. This one here, it's just too early. You wouldn't want to cut that one. So you're looking for it. Even this one's maybe a little bit too early, but it's cracked, and we're ready to go on it. So all of these have a little bit, all of the ones that I've cut have had a little bit of a crack to them. So I'm just going to take my clump in and get them just cured, dried off, get all that sap, that goo just coming out. Anyways, I'm just going to get that kind of hardened off, and then they'll be able to be used for any design work we have, or just for the mixed bouquets that we're doing today. Good. Okay, let's talk about it.
All right. Jason.
Since we like Jason. Okay, cut that.
Yeah.
So
we just filled a bucket up with a little bit of water. We only want like a few inches because daffodils actually do not play nice with other flowers. They have a sap that is inside of their stem that will slowly, well, not actually slowly, quickly kill your other flowers that you put with it. So we just do a little bit of water. We come and pluck them up and put them in here. That way, overnight when they're in the cooler, they can actually get rid of some of that sap. Then the next day we swap the water, fill it up with fresh water, and then they're ready to go sell. And they'll actually be a little bit nicer to other flowers.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to talk about was basically I use a little bit of mulch. This is like from some ponderosa pines that are just right next to the little daffodil patch. But what we get is heavy rains in the spring, and we'll get some upsplash that will get onto the flowers. So we like to just in the fall, and this year I did not do a very good job of it, but we just like to actually just rake over some of these pine needles and spread them right on this little path here, right over the top of them. That also helps with keeping weeds down, that kind of thing, is a mulch. but then it also helps when those heavy rains come and then we don't get that mud upsplash. Some people put their daffodils just down and plant grass over the top, and then it's beautiful in the spring, and it can be a walk path. It's just gorgeous. But anyways, they'll mow it down after they're done, and yeah, that's how they do it to keep the upsplash of the mud off their beautiful blooms. So anyways, I hope that was helpful.
All right. So we got all of these lovely big blooms. At this stage, when they're so open, they actually won't last quite as long as the ones that are a little bit closed. These ones will probably last about 5 days, and the other ones would last you up to about 2 weeks. So you definitely would rather cut them at about this stage, but we can't really sell them at this stage, so we might as well bring them into our home and make it really amazing in our house. And we just want to bring a lot of spring. I'm actually not going to add any other flowers to this vase because it's kind of a big process to try to get the sap all out and worry about that. I'm just going to do purely daffodils. It's going to be so bright and sunny, and it's going to look really good, and I don't have to worry about them not playing nice with others. And it's going to look so pretty in this vase. So there it is. It looks so fun, so bright. Bring some sunshine into your house. I'm actually gonna put it in the kitchen because that's where we are a lot, and that's how you do that.
The month of March we call the Celtic season here on the farm. So, and it just happened to be St. Patrick's Day this week, so we decided to get dressed up, put a little makeup on, some of our high heels and that kind of thing, and head out on the town. So we just found the little local pub playing music, live music. We met some friends and had a good dinner and enjoyed our time together. It was so nice just to be together and enjoy St. Patrick's Day.
Oh my gosh, you guys, did you see these? Aren't these amazing? The pots are finally starting to show some color. I saw it this morning as I was pouring my coffee and I thought, I gotta show y'all. So I love how this is turning out, how the crocuses are coming up first, just as I envisioned. And then the little tulips are gonna do a show here in a week or two. We even have some of the hyacinths coming up, which smell amazing. There's several different colors. This is gonna be a Easter egg table, I'm gonna call it. I'm excited to show you when the tulips start coming. But anyways, I'm so thankful that you guys could join us again today at Crowley House. Much success in all you do and grow, and we will be seeing you shortly in the garden.